I don't know about you, but I'm getting tired of hearing about Aboriginal land title grabs and agreements in British Columbia. But at least this time, I'm bringing you a report on one before the deal is sealed. Because if the EB government gets its way, the next major transfer of public land will be in the heart of British Columbia's capital, Victoria. And you're not going to believe all that's on the table. Drea Humphrey here with Rebel News, and the EB NDP and Carney Liberal governments are in the final stages of negotiating a treaty that could transfer some of Victoria's most valuable publicly owned waterfront properties into settlement lands where municipal zoning and city bylaws would no longer apply. According to the province's own treaty maps, we're talking about lands that could include Victoria's Discovery Island Marine Provincial Park, its historic Hately Park, home to the Royal Roads University and the iconic Hately Castle, valuable waterfront property across from Bastion Square in the heart of Victoria's Inner Harbour, and even a provincially owned waterfront parcel immediately adjacent to British Columbia's legislature. The National Post is calling this an odious plan to give public property in Victoria to the 5 band governments that make up the Tumik Treaty Association. The EB government, however, is calling it work to advance reconciliation guided by the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples, UNDRIP. No matter what you call it, it's a pattern, and a concerning one at that. Whether it's governments turning a blind eye while non-Indigenous Canadians are barred from public parks and beaches, to changing street signs, scratch that, even a stop sign, to words Canadians can't even read.
The Motor Vehicle Act recognizes this stop sign is written in Hunkamina. The stop sign is a universal sign for stop.
Yeah, in what universe? As dangerous as that is, also concerning is how governments have kept homeowners in the dark about sweeping Aboriginal title claims, like the one pending over the entire city of Kamloops, or the one the Supreme Court of BC ruled on last year, saying that Aboriginal title is superior to some private lands in Richmond. Even worse is when we learn that the governments are bypassing the courts altogether and negotiating away title. Or who needs the courts when you have the EB and Carney governments negotiating away titles, like their current discussions with the Tahltan Nation for roughly 11% of the province, or the Musqueam Nation's new title over Greater Vancouver, or the BC NDP's landmark Haida Gwaii Agreement, which granted Aboriginal title over all of Haida Gwaii. An agreement some say has created a 2-tiered society ruled under a government where non-band member Canadians impacted can't even vote their way out of it. Yet EB says that was one of his best accomplishments.
As the person who has the opportunity to hold the office of Premier at this moment of recognition, this is the honor of my career. I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life. So I want to thank you all for the opportunity to be a part of this.
And when it comes to land rights in British Columbia, lately it seems as though governments are doing everything they can to undermine them and the public trust along with it. Another treaty is quietly moving forward, this time in Victoria, unless we get loud about it. British Columbians still don't know exactly what these Aboriginal titles and treaties and negotiations are going to mean for British Columbians. But what we know now is it's already destabilizing what used to be secure investments and assets. If you appreciate the work that we do and you want to join us in taking a stand to make a difference, sign and share our petition at endlandgrabs.com.